A huge part of Hurley's business can be found on her social media pages, which are littered with pictures and videos that showcase her honed physique. She frolics on these faraway beaches. And as I said before, she does truly have a fabulous body. And of that, I cannot hold against her. But in 2018, I think she shocked some of her fans because it's very sycophantic on her social media page. Oh, Liz, you look so fabulous, as she appears in, one lack of dress after another. But in 2018, I think she said something that shocked even her own like hardcore fans. And that was, she revealed that her son, Damien, took her pictures of her in a bikini. And Damien, so let me just show you some of these images that we're talking about. Right. And in fact, in the first two pictures that I've chosen, you can even see Damien's shadow taking those pictures of his mum. And Snake Core says, so many connections to Oxford, indeed. And I, straight off the bat, when I heard that, I was like, so she's a child abuser, because these are sexualized pictures that her son is taking of her. Oh, there's worse. Finola. There's worse. You've not even heard the half of it yet. And she actually ended up telling Abby Clancy in a podcast that she did. She said, I think probably by 11, he was shooting half of our beach campaigns, which means he started way before. Because if by the age of 11, he was shooting the beach campaigns for her swimwear range, he's been taking pictures of her semi-undressed for a very long time. The pink one in the middle, I know. That's why I stuck it in the middle. Lenticular crowd. It's so creepy, Peter. It's so creepy. And the problem is, poor Damien has been raised. Look at this image of, this is the type of picture that she takes with her son. Why isn't she got any bottoms on? Why is she rubbing up against her own son like this? She is more than a bit weird. She's really, really strange. That's a typical picture that she takes with her own son. It's really Aussie wild Aussie lady feels a bit sick. It's awful. It's awful. There's more. There's absolutely more. I haven't even got to the half of what they've done together. It's really repugnant. And this is why I do think it's a matter of public interest, because I believe that this child has been sexualized right in front of our eyes. And the press go, oh, that's just Liz. That's just Liz Hurley. No, actually, it's really, really problematic. So let's just go back to some of these images that he's taken. As I say, first two pictures, you can actually see his shadow in shot. And her initial response when there was this backlash at her revealing that he had been taking her pictures since he was a child, a small child, she said he's really good at it. She said he puts her at ease while taking these shots. So a child is putting a mother at ease while he's taking kind of, these weird shots of her. It's very embarrassing, Christine, for him. Very embarrassing, but it's more. I do think it's more. It's horrible, mortifying. No child wants to do that, right? It's cringy, it's weird, it's inappropriate, and it is absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, child abuse. It is child abuse. And honestly, again, no denying her great body, but I think it's a bit unnecessary for any woman to pose in their bikini or undies on social media. But that's not my only issue with her. Her son being pulled into taking them is a big one, but that's not all he did. Look at this image here. This is from Damien's directorial debut, a film called Strictly Confidential, in which his mum starred and in which he filmed her in having sex scenes. And the trailer shows a glimpse of Elizabeth's sex scene where so the film it's a 15 rated thriller, and Liz Hurley plays the lead character, Lily. She's a grieving mother who unravels truth about her daughter's death. And there are sex scenes that her son filmed with her. This is a lesbian sex scene that he filmed. Yes, Mrs. Smith, that is Liz Hurley. Yes, that is Liz Hurley, filmed by her son. Many people watching those sex scenes would be like, that's odd. We know it's odd. Our gut tells us it's odd. It's absolutely grotesque, Healing. It's absolutely grotesque. And Mel's asked a good question. What does her parents think? Well, indeed, a teacher mum and an army major father. Indeed. And they've given interviews together about it and said things like, I get why people say Damien filming my steamy scenes is weird, but being a single mum makes you close. Right. Let me just address that. I was a single mum to my daughter. We are close, but not to the point that she's shooting me in intimate sex scenes. That's crossing the line, right? And I really find it egregious that these people like Liz Hurley are like, well, I'm a single parent. It's what makes us close. It's a single mother prop. And what's also awful is that her son Damien has talked about how there was nothing weird about it. It was perfectly normal. And that's my point. This is not normal. It's not normal that a mother has sexualized him. I don't understand why people find that acceptable. It reminds me of Sam Fox and her dad. Remember Sam Fox? Sam Fox, page 3 model. Her dad was like touting her out to people. And on her 16th birthday, I've covered this before on Wake Up. On her 16th birthday, Sam Fox appeared on page 3, which was then page 3 of The Sun, infamously had topless women. And this was a 16-year-old girl. So sometimes parents do sexualize their children in ways that are completely inappropriate. Essa, yes, I've seen pictures of Trump and his daughter, and same. I would have to agree the same. Really problematic. Really sickly stuff. Yes, do you remember, Nikki? Sickly stuff. Horrible. Sex sells. Yes, Kenneth, that's what we're dealing with. It will harm them both probably. Yes, I agree, Mr. Dunham. That is a very good comment. It's true. So Damien, as I say, far from being uncomfortable with it, at the age of 21, he said, I hate to say that it felt totally normal. I don't know what that says about us. Well, I'll tell you what it says about us. It tells me that your mother has groomed you probably from birth. That's what it tells us. You've grown up in the spotlight and your mother has sexually groomed you to think it is perfectly normal to film her in various stages of undress and acting in a sexual manner. Really problematic. Yes, Mr. Dunham. Biden too had a shower with his girl. Absolutely. She talked about that in her book. So it's really, I think this is gruesome stuff. And also on this film, it's not our new normal. It's all gone wrong. It's not our new normal. Absolutely not. It's disgusting. And we cannot allow it. And also on this film, what they do in films with sex scenes now, they have this thing called intimacy coordinator. And an intimacy coordinator is kind of like, the idea is to make the sex scenes kind of less problematic for any of the people involved. Because if it's a movie as opposed to a porn movie, even on porn movies, they have intimacy coordinators these days as well, a lot of the times. And they actually chose not to use an intimacy coordinator on this film because everyone apparently was very comfortable. And actually Damien went on to say that he was chuffed that his mum took on such a raunchy role. She promised to star in one of his first films. And he actually said, I don't think, this is what a son has said about his own mum, I don't think she has ever been cast in a sexier part at this point in her career. Her son cast her in a role that he considers probably the sexiest in her career. It's really problematic. It's all gone wrong. No problem. Says, thank you for putting a spotlight on this. Horrendous crimes right in front of our eyes. Exactly. And that's why I say it's in the public interest. We should not be accepting this. It's absolutely disgusting. Lenticular cloud, every time he opens his mouth, because he's been groomed. This is a kid who's been groomed. And when we think about grooming, don't we think of like really unsavory men, or we now think of kind of like Pakistani gangs or whatever, but we hardly ever think of Hollywood actresses or presidents grooming their children to accept this very sexualized behavior. It's just horrible. I think it's just horrible. And the really weird thing is that she and Damien are more like friends than son and mother. They even say it. They socialize together. Her friends are his. They're more brother and sister, boyfriend and girlfriend, actually. They're mother and son. And Damien actually described his relationship with his mother as partner in crime. And in interviews, he said that they're more like siblings. Well, that tells me that she has been totally remiss and neglectful as a parent, because I've always said to my daughter, and you can quote me on this, and that is, I am your mother first. I'm not your friend. I mean, in later years, I've become somebody, confidant and all of that. But I always was very, very clear. My daughter has lots of friends. What she needs is a mother. And what Damien Hurley needed was a mother, not some kind of sexual nymph. No shame and no class. Humphrey says renegade. Humphrey says Hurley makes me want to hurl. That's interesting, isn't it? That her name is Hurley, and her, we think about kind of like projectile vomiting. Very interesting, Humphrey. Thank you for pointing that out. And Damien said, Mum filled the role of 800 parents at the same time. We were so close, sometimes like siblings. And again, here's the thing, you're not siblings. And the fact that you think you are tells me that this poor child has not been parented. And we can all see it clearly. We can all see it clearly. It's awful, Marco, really awful stuff. Really, I think, repugnant. And she's done lots of kind of photo shoots like this that I think are actually really problematic. Let me find one of her with Joan Collins. It was not, I mean, it's just like a picture that they put on social media. Let me just find it. I'm sure I've got it somewhere, because again, I found it really inappropriate. And what it is Hurley with, if I can, there it is. What it is, right, is it's Liz Hurley, Damien in the middle, and Joan Collins, another kind of harridan. I don't know what you can see from this image, right? But basically, Liz Hurley is dressed up really sexy, kind of like stockings, suspenders, a really very sexy outfit. Her son is in the middle there, and then there's Joan Collins. So I just find it just like so uncomfortable, because the thing is that when he's not taking inappropriate shots of her, he is appearing in weird shots with her, like this and like this. And, you know, I mean, I keep saying, why does she not have any bottoms on? And why is she rubbing against her son like that?
It's time to wake up with Sonia Poulton.